McDonald's.
Welcome to McDonald's. May I take your order?
A global fast food titan that almost needs no introduction. As American as apple pie and home to some iconic foods, including some collabs with some of the biggest stars of our time, like Travis Scott and Michael Jordan. But here's the thing, while McDonald's gave us the Big Mac and the Happy Meal, they also served up some supersized letdowns. And when Ronald McDonald really thinks outside the box, there are bound to be a few epic duds. So today we're diving into 10 of the worst things McDonald's has ever come up with. At number 10, we've got the McDLT. On paper, you have a burger that was built to compete with the hearty textural composition of Burger King's Beefy Whopper. A quarter pound of sizzling beef, crisp lettuce, juicy tomato, gooey American cheese, pickles, and ketchup, all in a toasted sesame seed bun. But the hook wasn't the ingredients, but the packaging. Ronald & Co. decided to create a compartmentalized burger with a special package that kept the hot ingredients hot and the cold ingredients cold. It sounds like a cool idea, right? It was also a fantastic way to use twice the packaging for a single burger, and this was when McDonald's was using styrofoam. The environmental blowback was inevitable for the single largest user of styrofoam in America. And after a few years, McDonald's would pull the burger from their restaurants. At number 9, we have the McLobster. Now, ask any New Englander about how magical a warm buttered roll filled with chunks of lobster tossed in butter or a cool mayo dressing is. And then, halfway through, clarify you meant to ask about McDonald's version and prepare for a reaction. You see, lobster's pricey and McDonald's is cheap, so who thought McDonald's was the right place to sell lobster rolls? We all know the pictures for McDonald's food are pretty doctored up, but the difference between the McLobster in ads and in real life is staggering. The actual McLobster has that limp, chopped iceberg lettuce that looks like it was sent on loan from Taco Bell, and the chunks of lobster in a light creamy dressing. Try cafeteria tuna salad with a red tint. Lobster rolls are expensive sandwiches, period. And that ain't what McDonald's is in the business of making. At number 8, we have the McHotdog, not to be confused with the rapper from Taiwan. Seriously. Feast your eyes on a classic grilled juicy hot dog wrapped in a warm bun, dressed with tangy ketchup, sweet relish, or mustard if you're from Chicago. Now you're probably thinking, why did I go out for this? Seriously, this is like what you can get at a baseball game or a 7-Eleven. There really isn't anything McDonald's about it, which is probably why it never took off. It lacked McDonald's innovation, which is saying something. At number 7, we've got chopped beef. Now, this is not to be confused with the trendy chopped cheese sandwich, where ground beef is griddled with ooey gooey American cheese and onions and served on a roll a la a cheesesteak. McDonald's chopped beef was more like their McRib, but with ground beef instead of ground pork, and in lieu of the barbecue sauce, it was steak sauce. So basically, it was a rectangular burger patty, steak sauce, and bread. It screams the 1970s, and that's when it came out. The flavor profile is pretty one-dimensional to say the least. And truth be told, I'm fascinated. Maybe it's because all I have to go off of it is this brilliant art rendering, but I imagine this being consumed by a chain smoker who is smoking while eating this and sitting in the smoking section of the 1970s McDonald's. He mutters, "Tastes good," while his steak sauce stained lips takes a drag off of his cigarette. Coming in at number 6, the McLean Deluxe, McDonald's attempt at a healthier burger. Like the McDLT, a sizzling quarter-pound patty loaded with lettuce, tomatoes, cheese, pickles, and ketchup on a toasted sesame seed bun was another attempt to take on Burger King's Beefy Whopper with one important difference. It was healthy. The hook was that it was low in fat and used a catchy 90s phrasing of being 91% fat free. The kicker is how they got there. They made this burger using a mixture of beef and water and seaweed extract to lower the fat content. This sounds like what they serve in prison. Coined the McFlopper in print media, the McLean Deluxe took its final bow in 1996, lasting just 5 years on the menu.
Yeah, I'd like 6,000 chicken fajitas, please.
I beg your pardon?
6,000 chicken fajitas.
At number 5, chicken fajitas. Say the word fajitas and picture a sizzling cast iron skillet loaded with chicken strips, bell peppers, onions, and spices. But that can't be handed through a drive-thru window. Instead, a flour tortilla wraps the chicken, cheese, red and green bell peppers, and diced onions. I do remember eating this at McDonald's back in the day, and it was on par with other fast food Mexican spots like Taco Bell. But not surprisingly, Mexican food was a lane that McDonald's was never meant to stay in. Coming in at number 4, the old mixed spaghetti. Who doesn't love a plate of perfect al dente spaghetti noodles draped in a simmered tomato sauce? Basic? Yes, but not exactly anything out of left field. Then you take in the plating. Spaghetti in a McDonald's container. When you want spaghetti, you want to eat it off a plate. There is no good golly reason to seek anything less than that. If you can boil water, you can outdo mixed spaghetti, unless you only have paper plates at home. And even then. At number 3, the McAfrica. Burgers are international in popularity, so it would make sense that different parts of the world would have their own take. Enter the McAfrica, which takes a juicy ground beef patty, covers it with melty cheese, tops it with tomato, and then swaps the bun for pita bread. I tried that on description alone, but even better, it's inspired from an actual African take on a burger. So why did it fail? Timing. The burger had a limited release mostly in Norway, but at the time of release, 2002, Africa was going through an epic famine. Cue the PR nightmare, and that's how the McAfrica vanished from the McDonald's menu. Almost there, folks. At number 2 is the Hula Burger. Of the more popular alternative burger spins is a teriyaki burger that takes a sizzling beef patty and tops it with a sweet and salty soy sauce spiked with brown sugar, all the classic toppings, and a slice of grilled pineapple. Well, what if you had to make one without meat? This one is classic McDonald's money-making thinking at its finest. Realizing that their sales lagged in Catholic neighborhoods on Fridays when they abstained from eating meat, they said, let's make a burger and replace the beef patty with pineapple. Yeah, that's it, pineapple. A grilled ring of pineapple with some cheese. Not surprisingly, another meat-free option stepped in, the old filet of fish. But seriously, pineapple, cheese, and bun, they couldn't sell that on 420. And at number 1, the worst thing McDonald's has ever come up with, the McSalad Shaker. Imagine 3 cool, crisp, hearty salad options with your favorite salad dressing like a rich ranch, garlicky Caesar, or a tangy French dressing tossed perfect from the golden arches. And it can fit in your cup holder. Salad in a plastic cup with a dome top, the same thing they use for their sundaes, seems like food one has to eat when there's zero gravity, like the International Space Station. After a few years, McDonald's switched to serving salads in a bowl, a practice the rest of the planet apparently has been content with since the invention of salads. Even though salads stayed on the menu in some form for nearly 20 years, I will not ever go to McDonald's for a salad. I go to McDonald's for McDonald's, and that by definition is the polar opposite of salad. So there you have it, folks. 10 of the worst things McDonald's has ever come up with. Some of these were just plain weird, and others just didn't hit the mark. But hey, McDonald's has had more wins than losses, so we're going to let them slide on these 10. Let me know if you've tried any of these oddities in the comments below. Love to hear your thoughts. And as always, hit that subscribe button and give this video a like. We got more of these coming, so we'll catch you on the next one.